Hello and welcome, Queen City Psychic Medium here, doing business as CINCY Psychic LLC. And in this video, I would like to share some of my very first channeling experiences with you. And this would include, because it was not a focus on humans, this would include guides, okay? And I also need to bring up flat Earth, all right, and Antarctica, because some things have become clearer since I did that first channeling session. That was back in like 95 or 96 when I did that, okay? All righty, so I want to share with you. Let me go. I made a few notes here because there's a few different things that I want to share. They're very short, though. But I didn't want to forget any, so let's go. So it was about 95, 96, and my friend came over to my home. It was late in the evening, and so I wanted to channel. So we had the house, the living area to ourselves, and I went into my meditation. I sat lotus style or Indian style, whichever way you want to call it. Okay, and I go into my meditation, and I didn't really have a focus. I was mainly just wanting to know, guides or, what was going on with the world or, not worldly. Okay. I just wanted to know things. I had questions about, the universe, the skies, guides, the masters, whatever. Okay. So I didn't really have a total focus. So I just went into it and I let be what was going to be, okay? And I saw guides come in. They were on an iceberg. It was a female sitting, and there were two males, and they had like staffs, okay? And they were just going in the water, and they did not look cold. I was kind of shocked. I thought it was a little bit ridiculous. I knew it was not my imagination, though. And I wouldn't want to pick imagining that. I'd have probably went for like Native Americans or something really, cool like that. Okay. Not that these weren't cool. They were definitely cool. All right. So, and no pun intended there either. All right. So they were floating in, right? It looked like on the waters, on the ocean, on an iceberg. Again, female. She had long hair. She had a long gown on. The men also had like robes on. Okay, so this was not pants and tops. This was that old-fashioned robe thing. Okay, which I have seen many times as well. My guide Sarah that came through, totally vivid, flesh, blood, solvent looking. Okay, and she had on a long gown. Okay, so anyway, so I saw them, and then unfortunately, this is going to be real short. I did not get any information, but you know what? I am reminding myself that I should go back into that, okay? And I told my friend, I don't know, it was like they came from Antarctica. Okay, so I somehow knew that. They did not speak to me. So what happened was, as they floated in and they got close, my doorbell rang. And I was going, here they come. They're getting closer. Because I was ready to talk to them. And then the doorbell rang, and then my friend cracked up laughing, of course. How could you not? And I was like kind of in shock. Because let me tell everybody, okay, my friends, my star seeds, when you go to meditate, try to make sure you have no disturbances, because it actually can be a little harmful for you to just jolt right out of a meditation. I did want to share that. Okay, so I thought that was interesting that they were on an iceberg, okay, and I like knew Antarctica. And I'm going to get to my point in a little bit here. The second time I went to channel, okay, and I did this on my own. I laid down in my bedroom, and I think one of the best ways to relax and actually channel and meditate, if you are a beginner, go ahead and lie down. Because you will breathe properly when you're lying down. That's how I had to learn to meditate, okay? So I totally recommend that if you can lie down to channel, do that as well, right? Meditation is kind of like channeling too, right? Because you are channeling or focusing oneness. Okay. All right. So this was shortly after that first experience, and I decided that I would do things by myself. Okay, so I laid down in my bedroom. Okay, and I wanted to know this time. I said, well, I'm going to ask a question. So I wanted to know how many dimensions we have, right? I mean, you got to want to know that, right? And my guide said, female voice, and it was very familiar because I had heard her before. Okay, and she said, this was Francine, by the way. Okay, she said, well, there's 9 dimensions, Melissa. And she says, why there's 9 dimensions, Melissa? She starts her sentence off with why. You know, so I don't really know why she says that, and her voice is very, very high pitched. So she told me there was 9, and I questioned everything. So I said, why 9? Okay. And that just automatically comes. I don't even think about it. I just question. Okay. And she said, well, think about it. And then it started to move telepathic where I couldn't hear her voice anymore. Okay. So I was hearing it telepathically and not in the room. Okay. And she said, well, think about it. 1-digit numerals go up to the number 9. Okay. And I said, well, yes, they do. And she said, you have 9 planets that she said, like, we celebrate or something. I thought that's what she said. I don't know if maybe she was saying that we were connected to. Okay. And I was like, okay, even though some people are arguing that, I think maybe that Pluto is not a planet or whatever. I don't care. They don't know what they're talking about anyway. All right. And I said, okay, 9 planets. And she also told me that, which I found very interesting at the time, that, and more interesting later, which I'm going to share, that the planets did not look like what we thought they did, what we perceived that they did. And then she said that it was something like they were portals or represented dimensions or were like portals or something. And I was totally getting that there was life with them. Like at the time I thought, life on other planets and we're just not able to see it. Something disrupts the view. So the planet looks the way that we've been shown that it looks. But here's the thing. Did NASA really get real pictures of the other planets? I do not think so. I do not think so. They have never gotten a picture, an actual picture, a full picture of Earth. It's all shady because if you look at the different years of the NASA pics of Earth, the continents don't match up, all right? The scale is so off in the mileage, it's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous, okay? So I want to share everything that she told me with the planets. So I was like, okay, and I'm taking it as it's just like that because whatever block we have on us, the way we're designed with our eyes, we just don't see the planets the way that they truly are in their true form, is how I took it. Okay? Now I also know, because a friend of mine, and I should go do this too, I did go over to the observatory where you can look in the big telescopes, and that's my profile pic, my little logo there. That's actually a picture of the sun that I took with my own cell phone. The sun popped out all of a sudden. It was cloudy, and I took that pic. And it just was so bright, and the guys running the place couldn't believe I got a picture so awesome on my cell phone. I felt that was a blessing. I felt my mother brought the sun out last minute right before it set so I could get that picture, because your loved ones in spirit and your guides will do that for you. So when you have the opportunity to capture something like that, please grab your phones and do, okay? All righty. So back to the planets. Now I know, because my friend told me, she did like a package where you went once a week for like 4 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever. And she said when you look in the telescope that the planets look like like gas, like some kind of gas, that they're not still. And how could it be if, they're, I don't know how many miles away that they say they are, right? Which I don't buy anyway, because please explain to me how you actually measure that. You cannot. So I don't even want to talk about it. All right. The measurements, because that's all crazy. Yeah. We're spinning like, oh my gosh, so fast, and we're spinning around the sun and all these other planets. I don't think so. That's not the way I see it. And I'm going to share that with you. Okay. So that's about the planets and dimensions. Alrighty. Okay. And you know what? I came to feel from the work that I do that I absolutely believe that Antarctica is a portal. I do. And how it gets cold when spirit comes in, I think that that's why, because it's a portal. There's something up with it that way, there is. And we know it's very mysterious anyway, how they don't want anybody going there, right? Yeah. Okay, because it's a portal or something. Okay. Alrighty, so flat Earth. If you say, if you ask me, do I believe in flat Earth or globe Earth, I'm going to have to go with flat. Okie doke. Just because of the way that I have seen it on a psychic medium channel level. Okay. Now, so let me show you something. For me, I'm going to show you a year for me. And this is why we need to let go and let our bodies flow so spirit can guide us and not be like this. All right. It's like when I read people and they're like this, they're harder to read because it takes longer, because they got like a little wall up, and I have to get up the wall and kind of tear it down a little bit and get in there and get them to relax. So the more relaxed you are, the better. Okie dokie. All right. Hold on here. I'm going to have to pause for just a second. Okay, because I just want to get my notes in order and not do it on the video. Okie dokie. So back to, I think it gets cold and we feel the coolness when spirit comes in because of that portal. And, okay, flat Earth, going with flat Earth. Okay. Now, and this is a year, all right? And then you got to let your body flow, okay? So, since I've been like about 6 years old, this is a year for me, and I know it's not going to be round. It's oblong. It's like this. Okay, that's a year for me. Alrighty. And Christmas, winter is always here. No matter where I'm standing in anywhere, any location, East Coast is always here. West is always here. So I want you all to keep in mind, if you're trying to feel things, you might not do it the way that it's supposed to be, that you've been taught on Earth with the north, south, east, west direction. Okay, it might just always be, no matter, it doesn't matter if I turn this way. It's east is always my left side. Okay, and the south is always at my feet, and the north is always at my head. Okie dokie. All right. So when my grandmother came through, my paternal grandmother, and she said when she died that I'd be the first place that she would stop, because she knew that I would be able to sense her and feel her, see her, yada, yada, yada. So she died, and I could sense her, but I didn't get like any communication at all, except for I could hear her telepathically, but it was a little distant, a little tunneled. Okay, when she said, "I'm glad you like it, honey," and stuff like that, all the things that we took from her house. But it was like 8 months, and that's about the mark, about 8 months after they die, if they don't cling, because you got the ones that cling. That's different than my grandmother. My grandmother said, "I'm going." Okay, so she went zoom, and then she tried to like bounce back, talk to me real quick, and that couldn't happen. Okay, so the ones, see, it just depends when people come and I read them on if they went, okay, if they're going to come right through. I mean, I'm talking about people that died a week or 2 weeks ago, and then people come, and some of them, boom, they come through immediately, man. They followed you in the door. Those are the ones that cling, because they didn't go yet on, all right? So my grandma, it took like 8 months, and that's about the mark for most people. And so she comes, and then we just start chatting. I can hear her voice. in the beginning. Then it faded and it started being telepathic. Now I don't hear her. I sense her around my house. I've had people see her, but her energy goes into protection. So I don't get much communication. Okay? When I said, I really want some communication with you, you don't communicate with me anymore, what's going on here? I had somebody that I was reading pull up, and they described the woman in my window, and it was her. And he actually pointed her out in the photograph in my front room. So anyway, okay, so that's a year for me, and, a year for you could be, like this, or just something, not even with the hands. You might see it a different way. So my grandmother also showed me, it was like telescope, like she had like 3 telescopes all at once connected to one, which would be kind of like the third eye, right? Okay. And, and panning it out, and that she could see Ohio, Tennessee, and Florida all at the same time. At the same time, she could see what everybody was doing. That is an evolved soul. She's been around for her to be able to do that, like maybe 10 months after dying, right? Because she told me a lot. We had a few months of her really communicating, okay? And so I'll share some of the things that my mother told me one of these times too, because that's another video. Alrighty, because this is more like Antarctica flat earth channeling video. So I thought it was interesting for her to be able to show me that. And when I saw it, the point is it was all flat. Now, if it was curved, how could she see it like that, right? And across the world, it's the same way. Okay, so when I see things and when people come through in spirit and show me things, when I'm reading people, or just whatever, and I don't really take too much time on my own, and I really need to start taking time on my own to do some channeling sessions, world ones, because I don't really do that because I feel like I don't have the time, but however I can make the time, because I'm making excuses saying I don't have the time, because that's what we do, because we can always make the time for something that we want to do. All right, so I just wanted to share that with you with the channeling, because it was just very interesting to me that now I'm able to put together, doing this work with spirits coming through and feeling cool, that I believe that Antarctica is a portal, and remembering the guides that came in on the iceberg. So there was confirmation for me as I go along. The pieces to the puzzle are coming together, and they should be for all of us. That's what life is about here. I believe we're here to grow. We're here to help each other, right? And I hope you enjoyed my video. And just remember, lots of things that we think might be our imagination, they're not. It's really great spirit, and it's the muse coming through for you. I used to say image is imaginary, because it is, right? Because it's just the image which people have of you and not really the truth. It's not always the truth, okay? But tapping the other side, just so you know, because this is important for the people that want to develop, okay? It's the same energy, it's the same frequency as your imagination. So you just let go, you don't care, and you just explore, and you just let your imagination flow like this. You just let it flow, and it grabs that channel, the channel to that muse, and you pick stuff up, okay? So, and the people watching my videos and developing, I guarantee y'all have done this before. That's why you're watching now and you're developing now. And it's really a matter of you remembering. So I'm hoping that my videos help you guys to remember that it just strikes that chord, that memory there, that ping, right? And helps you to open up. So great spirit, bless you, right? Goddess and God bless you. I wish you all Christ love, Christ light, peace and joy. And until next time, Godspeed, all right? And peace out.